Hey guys, I'm back. So this seems to be getting more and more popular, the chains of Mephistopheles. So let's talk about chains for a second. Um, the basic idea of it, I think we all understand. Everyone probably gets. It's pretty simple, right? If I draw, or if it's the opposing player's turn, I activate the Jalen Tome. Let's put this on the stack. What happens? The chain sees this draw, and it comes in with a replacement effect. And instead of draw, it's going to say basically discard, then draw, then discard. So the effect of activating a Jalen Tome with a single chains on the board is that I'm going to discard 2 in order to draw 1. Good so far? What happens, of course, when we start adding multiple chains of Mephistopheles is to the board. And this, of course, assuming that I have cards in my hand. So let's activate the Jalen Tome with 2 chains on the board. Let's get the effect on the stack. Now we have 2 replacement effects that are going to happen. What could happen is maybe they just lay on top of each other, replace the draw, and there's really no difference between having multiples and having 1. But that's not what happens. Maybe what would happen is that both of these replacement effects replace the initial draw, and what we have is discard, then draw, then discard, then draw, then discard. That's not what happens either. What happens with these replacement effects is that they actually basically chain and affect each other. So instead of the first draw, what we're going to have is discard, then draw, but this is replaced by this. So the actual chain is, so to speak, discard, then draw, then discard. So I can discard, then draw, then I'm back to the discard from the tome. So I can effectively discard 3 to draw 1. Of course, what I've been dealing with lately is what happens when I'm not talking about a Jalen Tome, but rather a Bazaar of Baghdad is on the board. So when Bazaar is tapped, we're gonna see that not as draw 2 cards, but as draw a card, then discard 3 cards. So if you read it like that, I think it becomes pretty straightforward. Given what we just said, we're gonna have this replacement effect, then this replacement effect. So we're gonna do discard, then draw. So I'm gonna get to draw 1 card after discarding 2 from the first draw in Bazaar. Then we're going to go do it again. So I get to discard, then draw. So I'm going to discard 4, draw 2, and then the last part of Bazaar is going to resolve, and I'm going to have to discard 3 more. So to show that in action, let's click it. Let's tap the Bazaar. Then I have to discard, and then I have to discard, and then I get to draw. Oh, I took the hand out. Sorry. Now let's do it again. I have to discard, and then I get to draw. Then I have to discard 3. Effectively making me discard 7 to draw 2, which is kind of nice, I guess, if I have the All Hallows Eve, but can really wreck someone's day otherwise. Now, what happens if I don't have any cards in hand? It's going to be a little bit different, because the second draw effect is never going to get replaced. Let's tap the Bazaar and see what happens when these replacement effects come out. It's going to say on this first draw, instead I discard, but I can't discard. So instead of drawing, it's just going to be the mill effect. And this next replacement effect has nothing to replace because I didn't draw. So all I would do is mill 1, and it would happen again. I would mill 1, and then, of course, discard 3. So all that would end up doing is simply being a double mill. Whereas without the chains, of course, I'd draw 2 and then discard 3. I at least get to look at the cards first instead of milling them directly. If I have, of course, 1, let's see, I guess I have to have 2 cards in hand. Then we're going to do the same thing again, right? My discard, then draw. But then we're going to come back here and I discard it, so I'm still going to end up with nothing. better have a fistful if you're gonna Bazaar with 2 chains on the board. Is all I gotta say about that, I suppose. I hope that wasn't too fast or confusing, and I hope that I'm right about that. Please chime in if anyone can make that clearer or correct anything that I've said that is wrong about that. Thanks a lot.